Welcome to New Sky TV Hot News. Zhai Yiying's new drama Temptation of the Sun has started filming. The male lead is handsome and has excellent acting skills. He's actually co-starred with Zhi Chunhe 6 times. You think a couple has to have 6 co-stars to be considered true love? Then you might be missing the most exciting first love scene. When Zhai Yiying's Temptation of the Sun lit its first light in Hangbian, no one expected that this wouldn't be a romantic summer encounter, but an ice-breaking operation that would gamble on their careers. Can you imagine how 2 top stars will collide and create sparks in completely unfamiliar environments? At this moment, Zhai Yiying is like a candy ball thrown into a high-speed blender. The dust from her previous drama hasn't even been completely wiped off before she's been crammed into a new production. She's so busy she barely has time to breathe, and even taking a breath requires precise timing. But does she dare to complain about being tired? She knows better than anyone that in the cutthroat world of short dramas, stopping is admitting defeat, and the price of admitting defeat is watching her popularity slip through her fingers like sand in an hourglass. Do you think she has any other choice? Interestingly, people used to praise the chemistry between old partners, as if changing partners would be a sin. But Yiying, this dark horse, with his keep-away aloofness, insisted on jumping into Zhai Yiying's sweet universe. Doesn't the scene look like pouring an iced Americano into hot cocoa? Do you think the bitterness will win in the end, or the sweetness will win? Speaking of Yiying, he's a troublemaker that fans both love and hate. Despite having a heartbreakingly handsome face, he harbors a rebellious streak deep down. His 6 collaborations with Zhi Chunhe have etched the word aloof into his very being. Fans are used to his aloof and unapproachable demeanor. Now, suddenly expecting him to be down to earth and embrace Zhai Yiying's sunshine is like forcing a polar bear to dance at the equator. Would you let your idol take that risk? But do you know what's most ironic? It is precisely these 2 clear-headed fans who, while anxiously holding meetings in the super topic, can't help but secretly click on the reservation page. Their fingers are more honest than anyone else's. They verbally criticize the company for pairing up couples, but their bodies honestly contribute traffic. Isn't this the most absurd yet real love triangle in the entertainment industry? The moment the official promotional photos were released, the entire production team reacted as if they'd found a gun, joining forces with the Hangzhou platform to launch a massive promotional campaign. Reservation numbers skyrocketed like they were on stimulants, and fans instantly transformed from a skeptical group into a promotional squad. The comment section exploded more enthusiastically than New Year's Eve fireworks, with everyone frantically messaging their friends, as if missing out on this show would mean being left behind by the times. Aren't you curious about just how captivating the visuals are that they could make a group of people collectively forget that just a few days ago they were criticizing this pairing as not good enough? What's even more dramatic is that Yiying doesn't care what labels others put on him. He just wants to tear off the seal of being a handsome man in period dramas and jump into the muddy waters of modern dramas to show off his good looks. Who knew that this jump would directly land him in Zhai Yiying's little sun radiation range? The 2 people's auras collided so loudly that even passers-by couldn't help but stop and take a second look. Isn't this absurd chemical reaction more exciting than those standard sweet romances performed according to the script? The investors had already sensed the trend. If they didn't take a gamble with the reputation of the 2 top stars, were they going to keep it as a family heirloom? The director, a seasoned veteran, outwardly professed faith in the actors, but inwardly his calculations were more meticulous than anyone else's. They were betting that this duo could produce something unexpected. Zhai Yiying, despite her young age, had already carried 70 dramas in 3 years, her experience maxed out. She knew best when to set the pace and when to temper her brilliance and let her co-star shine. You think she's just a pretty face? Then you're seriously underestimating this girl who has carved out a bloody path for herself in the world of short dramas. It's quite ironic that Yiying, who appears aloof and icy on screen, is actually a simple-minded young man in private. Zhai Yiying, on the other hand, seems to carry the emotional weight of the entire cast. One is outwardly passionate but inwardly composed, the other is outwardly cold but inwardly soft. Isn't this contrasting pairing 100 times more imaginative than those formulaic dramas that are sweet from beginning to end? Now the entire internet is waiting to see if this first-time pairing will create a miracle or be slapped in the face by reality. But honestly, in this era where popularity is more fragile than a bubble, daring to step out of your comfort zone is already half the battle won, isn't it? So, are you ready for this unpredictable seductive kiss? Or are you secretly hoping that these two will turn all the doubts into stepping stones on their road to fame? Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.